Hey everybody, Jeremy here with the Big Red Team. We are at Donum Dei Brewery with, I guess I'll claim him, my dad. He owns this place, so I'll let him tell you a little bit about where we are and what they do.
We're a craft brewery and distillery. We call ourselves a Brewstillery, to be cute. We're the only Brewstillery in the entire Louisville metro area, so little our claim to uniqueness there. So we make beer. All the beer that we sell, we make. All the spirits that we sell, we make. So we make vodka, gin, rye whiskey, barley whiskey, and we just released our first bourbon, Alice Brown. It's a barrel strength, bottled at barrel strength, 119 proof.
So, what does Donum Dei mean? Or where did it come from?
It is Latin for gift of God. Now, some people get confused, like, hey, you really think highly of yourself, but that's not what it's about. Back in the day, society really depended on beer for a lot of different reasons. It was a food store. It was a way to store your grains. And whenever they would brew a successful batch of beer, they gave God the credit because they actually didn't know how it became beer because they didn't know yeast existed. So if it was a successful batch of beer, they gave God the glory. So that's where it came from.
What is your most popular beer here?
It's always IPAs, but it depends on the season. Like right now, 812 Nouveau, which is a wet hop beer, is our most popular. The rest of the time, it's between Amorous or Nebula. Nebula is a Northeast style IPA. Amorous is just our version of IPA. It's a little more malt forward than you're used to. And of course, come Drunken time, Drunken Unicorn is our St. Patrick's Day is our anniversary, so we generally have an anniversary party, and we release that year's version of Drunken Unicorn.
So not everybody knows everything about beer, so kind of explain to us the different styles of beer that you brew and what you have for people to taste.
Styles actually came about by brewers brewing to their water. So the different styles of beer came about that way. So like an IPA, it's a more hop forward beer, a little more bitterness at the end to clear your palate so that you can get ready for another drink. We have stouts, which are a dark, thicker beer. We're one of the few places that have Scotch Strong Ale, which is a very high ABV, high alcohol beer, darker, maltier, with a little bit of peat smoke on the end. We also do several Belgian beers. So you're going to get a little ripe banana, clove thing going on from the yeast. We do a porter, which is a lighter version of a stout. We've got an English amber, Agnes, that's very popular.
All right, so tell us kind of where you started, how you started brewing beer, and what got you to where you are today.
You leaving the house is what got me started.
We didn't need alcohol until I left the house. Just know that.
No, we needed hobbies. We'd been parents for 20 years, so we needed to become reacquainted as husband and wife and not mom and dad. So we picked up hobbies, and beer making was a hobby, and something about it just clicked. I'm an engineer, so everything that goes into making beer goes well with being an engineer. The math, the sciences, and I enjoy making beer better than drinking beer. So
tell us how you went from it being a hobby to being a business.
I do everything to the craziness. I don't know. I had some health issues, and my job had changed. They wanted me to transfer, and I couldn't transfer, and I didn't want to work for anybody else anymore. So we just started a business, and beer just happened to fit.
Okay, so can you tell me like a fun story or something that you've learned now that you're a business owner and have done this for a while?
Okay, well, you know the best way to make a small fortune in the alcohol beverage industry?
What is it?
Start out with a large one. Yeah. It's very, very expensive. There's a high level of barrier to entry. A lot of government rules and regulations that you got to go through. You got to really want to do this business to get into it. But what I enjoy about it is I get to meet fantastic people, and food and beverage is kind of what I do for people. I mean, when I want to do something nice for somebody, I cook or make something, and it's a funny story.
All right, so I've got one of the regulars here, Blake, and he's just going to tell us what he likes about this place, why he comes. Take it away, Blake.
Take it away. Well, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it's family here. That's why everybody knows each other. It's kind of like Cheers. It's the Cheers of New Albany. All these guys here come every Tuesday, like clockwork. If one of us isn't here, then we either think somebody died or they had a family emergency. And the beer is awesome. So those are my two main reasons.
All right, so tell me your favorite beer or beers.
It kind of goes by season. I mean, usually I go with the Northeast IPA 90% of the time, but then of course 812 just came out with the fresh hops, so 812 it is after one of the Northeast IPAs. But I mean, it goes across the gamut. If it's wintertime, it's the Coffee Crossing. So you can't really give you just a favorite. It goes by season.
I like it.
Drunken Unicorn. It's our bourbon barrel-aged strong Scotch ale. And every year we put a different color wax in it. And for some reason we started putting glitter in it. I don't know why. But this year is what?
Unicorns vomit glitter.
Right, yeah. But you notice our unicorns are very manly.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So it's got a little smoke taste to it on the end. Help yourself.
Sorry, didn't realize you were trying to hit me.
Cheers. Double fisting?
Double fisting.
I think we're double fisting.
Get you in your element.
So Jeremy, you said this one's your favorite?
This is my favorite batch of Drunken Unicorn that he's ever made. So
That's really good.
super smooth.
It's smooth.
It smells really good.
Very
too.
caramely, very, yeah.
And I'm not very good with the adjectives, so we'll let him be the adjective.
What? What do you mean?
Okay, so I am not a beer person. Full disclosure, I don't like beer at all. But this smells delicious, and I always think beer stinks. This smells like caramel, very heavily of caramel, and everything fall to me, like
Fall in a cup.
with no pumpkin spice.
We don't do pumpkin spice on the Big Red team.
But I don't like beer. This one tastes like caramel.
Just one? I shouldn't be behind you.
It's good. So I am here getting a cashmere hibiscus martini. So Miss Kim is going to show us. I feel fancy.
Fancy like. All right, the cashmere you just sprinkle on top. What is it?
So
It's a cashmere bitter.
Okay.
I don't think I got quite enough in there, girl. There you go.
Go on, feed me. Okay, so cheers.
And that is with our gin.
That's good. That's really good. And if you didn't hear, it's made with their own gin.